Hi, this is Mark from Altcoin Buzz, and today we're going to take another in-depth look at Bitcoin to see what kind of targets we should be looking at over the weekend. So we're on the Bitcoin USD 10-hour chart. I set this up last night, hoping to get the video done, didn't quite get it finished. But a lot of the things are happening that I was looking at, so the chart still holds true, so we'll look at it. Also, I really like the way Martin did his call-outs on his TA videos. So I'm stealing that from him, borrowing from him. What do they say? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So I really like that. So what we had setting up here was a descending triangle with low volume coming on the up candles and higher volume coming on those down candles. And the continuation of this downtrend was becoming much more obvious on the lower time frames. Additionally, on the lower time frames, it looked like there was a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern forming. The support on the fixed volume VPVR showed that from mid-July, it gets weak at about $6,200. A 50% retracement on Fibonacci trend would take us down to the $6,200. I think we talked about that the other day. On the 618, it would take us down into the $6,000 to $5,900 range. And because the weekends tend to be a lot of bot action, like we talked about before, to me, those were perfect targets for the bots to start looking at. And we'll see how that transpired just a little while ago. We still have plenty of room to continue down on the oscillators. And then just recently, you can see what happened. We did have the breakthrough down below that descending triangle, perfect algo target of the 50% retracement down to the 61.57. And so what's next? Well, if we adjust our base down on this triangle just a little bit, based upon some action that we had touching into there, would not be surprised if we use that as a potential resistance area now, come back and test that as resistance at 63.50. That lines up back here with some of the support that we had. That would make some sense. On the lower time frames, there's really not a lot of volume coming in. We're actually starting to stall out here. We may end up finding support now at this level. That target that we hit also hit spot on the box that we were looking at as far as kind of that deep slope into the $6,100 range, kind of that slippery slope once we pass through the 62 to the 61. And so that's what we're going to be looking at for support. We're going to be looking for support to stay in right where we're at 6,300. A break of that support takes us down to a permanent area, not just a touch of the wick, a permanent area at $6,100, potentially even testing that $6,000 level again. So typically, to give ourselves at least some idea of where our target would be, if we took that triangle, the ascending triangle that we were talking about, and said to call it 3%, 2.74, and where we broke out down here, getting into that $6,100 range is not unrealistic. So I'm going to put a target of $6,100 as a potential area that we're looking for as a price target for the end of the weekend and potentially support. We have the $61,000 to $6,000 actually coming into play potentially this weekend. So that's it on Bitcoin for the weekend. Hopefully this helps. Don't forget to join us on AltcoinBuzz.io for all that news that's going to come out from our writers that keep on top of it. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit that alert button, and until next time, may all your trades be good ones.